Hello everyone, welcome to the third session in the framework design series. So in the last session we have created the getter methods for the web elements on the home page, right? So in the same fashion we are going to create the web element for our registration page and sign in page. So in the getters we just need to wait for that element using our method from our custom wait class, and then we will return that web element. So I am going to create getter methods for these web elements that we created in the registration page. So let me create that. So this is how I have created the getter method for all the web elements on my registration page. Okay, so before entering anything in your username field on the registration page, we have this field. So before entering any data in this field, we will wait for that web element visibility. Okay, once it is visible, we will interact with that web element. Similarly, for the mobile number, we will wait for the visibility of mobile number, then we will enter our mobile number. So in the same way, I have created the getter methods for our sign in page web elements as well. Okay, so all our web elements are ready, our getter methods are also ready, so we just need to implement the page actions now. Okay, so first we are going to implement the page actions on the registration page. So on the registration page we can create separate action for entering your username, then enter the mobile number, enter password, click on mobile number fields. So for all these actions we can create a separate Java method. So under these page actions I can add one method for entering your name, public void enter on name. So data that I want to enter I will send from our test case class, okay, from the registration page test. So what we can do, I will create here string parameter string name. Okay, so for entering your name I need to get the your name web element first. So here I will get your name web element. So this is the getter method to get the your name web element. So dot for entering I need to use the send keys, right? So whatever data I will get in this name, the same data I am going to enter in the your name field. So this is our first action to enter your name. Then second action I can create for entering the mobile number. So this time I need to call the getter method for the mobile number. So get mobile number dot send keys and send n number to this send keys method. Then we need to enter the password. So this will be the method to enter the password. Just call the get password web element dot send keys and send the password from the outside. Okay, so in the similar fashion you can create a separate Java method for every action on this registration page. So you can click on this mobile number, you can click on this link, also click on sign in. So for every action you can create a separate Java method. So I have created this method to click on verify mobile number button. So here we just need to call this get verify mobile number button getter method dot click method from our Selenium. Okay, so similarly you can click on the sign in link and click on create business account link. So to check the verify mobile number we will enter some dummy data in your name, mobile number and password, and then we will click on verify mobile number. So it will take you to the authentication required page. So under this method we need to perform the action to enter the your name first. Okay, so we already created a method for performing this action. So we just need to call that method enter your name and some string we will pass over here. After entering that we will enter the mobile number, enter mobile number, then we will enter the password, and then we will click on the verify mobile number button. So this is the method we need to call. As a data tree one we are going to send the data for your name, mobile number, password from outside of this class. So that we will send from our registration page test. So that data we can send directly to this method. Okay, so what I can do, I will go to the registration page test, and while calling that method from here I will send what name and what mobile number, what password I want to enter. So three parameters I am going to send to this method, testing your name, then this is the mobile number and some dummy password we are sending. So all these parameters we need to reuse in our page actions. So enter your name, whatever value you will get in this name, then for the mobile number this is the value, and for password we will use this parameter value. Okay, so this method is dynamic now. So we can check for different combinations of your name, mobile number and password by creating a data provider also, or you can create a separate matrix in the Excel, and from there you can read the data and you can check this functionality for different kinds of test data. So for the demo purpose, we will send this data from here. We will enter it on the UI and then we will click on the verify mobile number button. Okay, so this is the complete page action. So as the assertion, we will add the assertions in our test classes, not in our page classes. So I will go to the registration page test. Here it will perform complete action, and here I need to assert user redirected to authentication page. So for that purpose, you can add multiple assertions over here. You can check with the page title, you can check with the any web element on that authentication page, right? So for now I am just asserting with the help of the web page title. Okay, we will call the get title of the page method, and this is our expected title. So if you want to verify whether user redirect to this page with the help of some web element on this page, then you need to create a separate Java class for this page as well. Okay, in our framework, and then you can create the separate web element for these elements, and then you can verify with the TestNG assertion. So for now this is sufficient for our demo purpose. So whatever page actions we will require for the demo, it is completed. This one we will complete at the end. Okay, so if you go to the registration page test, we have different test cases. One is for logo test, this is already ready. Then title test is ready. Verify mobile number, just we have completed. Then we have the sign in link test. So from the registration page we are going to click on sign in. Okay, we will click on this sign in, and then we will verify whether user redirect to the sign in page or not. So very simple, just from the registration page click on sign in link, then assert equal, again with the help of sign in page title we can assert that. So here also we can add multiple assertion points with the help of some assertion of any web element on the sign in page. For example, we will verify whether this sign in is showing or not, whether it is displayed or not. If it is available, that means user is on the sign in page. So that assertion point also we can add. So here I will use the assert true, and then I will call the get sign in text method present in the sign in page. Okay, so what I have to do is I need to use the object of sign in page, sign in page dot get sign in text, okay, dot is displayed. Okay, so is displayed method will return true or false. If element is available, then it will return true. So that we are going to assert here. So if element is not present, it will return the false. So this assertion will fail. So this same error I can print here in case of assertion failure. Okay, error sign in page not opened after clicking on the sign in link from the registration page. So in this way we can add the multiple assertions as well. Similarly, we have this create business account test. So in this, from the registration page we will click on this link, create a free business account, and then we will verify whether user redirect to the Amazon business page or not. So just call the click on create business account link to click on that link first, and then we will assert the web page title. So web page title should match with this expected one. Okay, so if in case some other page is opened, then it will have some other title. So this assertion will fail, and this is the error we are going to show, that Amazon business page not opened after clicking on the create business account link from the registration page. Let's go to the sign in page now to implement the page actions on the sign in page. So here we have different action to enter the email ID, then click on continue button, get unregistered email ID error, get invalid email ID error, and sign in with the valid credentials. So let's implement this page action. So to enter the email ID, we need to call the getter method for the email ID. So get email ID input box, okay, dot send keys, and this data we are going to send from the test case class. So same email data we need to send. To click on continue button, call the getter method for the continue button, get continue button dot click. So for this to get unregistered email ID error and get invalid email ID error, I think we do not have created any web element. Okay, so we need to create web element first, and let's create the getter method for these two errors. So for the page action, instead of get I will use read unregistered email ID error. Here as well, read invalid email ID error. So this is our unregistered email ID error. So we just need to create the web element for this. So this will be our XPath. So this will be our web element name, unregistered email. And for the invalid email ID format, we just write the dummy data and click on continue. So this one is for invalid email ID format. So this is our web element, invalid email. So we just need to create the getter methods for these two web elements now. So this is the getter method to get the unregistered email ID error, and this one is for to get the invalid email ID error. So now we can easily implement these two methods. So first, read unregistered email ID error. So just call the get unregistered email ID error dot get text method you can call to get the text from the UI. So the complete value we need to return. So I will remove from here. I will directly return it. Similarly here, get the invalid email ID error dot get text and return it. Now to perform this action, sign in with valid credentials. So first we need to send the valid email ID and valid password from our test case. So once we have that, first step is we need to enter the email ID first. So I will call enter email ID. Then we need to click on continue button. Then we need to enter the password. So do we have that method? Okay, so we have not implemented the enter password action as of now. So let me create page action for enter the password. So public void enter password. So this will accept password in string format, string password. So here call the getter method for the password field. Okay, get password input box dot send keys and enter this password. Okay, so we can use this page action now here and send the valid password from here. Okay, so once you enter the email ID, then click on continue button, then enter the password, and then we need to click on sign in button, right? Here we need to click on after entering the password. So first let's create page action to click on sign in button. Call the getter method for the sign in button dot click. So this action I can use after entering the password. So assertion you can do from our test case class. So here we can assert sign in successful by checking the title of the web page or any element on that page. Okay, so we can use the username as well. So I will create one dummy account on the Amazon and then we will add assertion points here. So as we already discussed, we can add multiple assertions here. Multiple assertions. So let me resolve these errors from the sign in page test. So this method we have renamed to read, right? So read unregistered email ID error. So from here we will send some unregistered email ID, a dummy data, and then click on continue button and then we will verify this error. Same for the invalid email ID test, we will send some dummy data, okay, and click on continue button and then we will assert this error. Okay, so here also we have renamed the method to read invalid email ID error. So for this test we are going to implement this method after some time. So for now I will just comment this test out. Until now we have implemented our registration page and registration page test. Then we implemented the sign in page and sign in page test as well. Okay, so let's go to the base page. There are few methods we have not implemented yet. Okay, so there are some actions. So get title of the web page is already there, current page URL, we need to add this one. So here we need to navigate to the back, so we will use driver dot navigate dot back. Here use driver dot navigate dot forward driver dot navigate dot refresh method, and this one is not implemented yet to verify the logo. So for this purpose we need a web element for the logo which is applicable for all the web pages. Okay, so first we need to create the web element for the logo here. So this is the web element for the logo which is common for all the web pages in the Amazon application, and we can create the getter method as well. So I will go here I will add getter method. So again we will use the weight reference weight dot weight for visibility of web element and pass the logo. Once it is visible, return it, return logo. Okay, so from this method we need to verify the logo. So what we can do, we can directly call this method get logo. Okay, dot is displayed. So this method will return true or false. So same value we are going to return to the calling method. So from here we are opening the browser, right, depending upon the Chrome or Firefox or Edge. So we can maximize that driver. So driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. And one more thing, we forgot to initialize this logo web element from the constructor of the page place class. So we need to use this init elements method. So from here I can add the Chrome options to run our automation in incognito mode. So we can create object for Chrome options class. Options equals to new Chrome options. Option dot add arguments in the bracket hyphen incognito. So to apply this setting or this Chrome options to our current driver, we need to send this options reference to our Chrome driver constructor. So now let us go and set up our config.properties file from which we are going to read some important data that we reuse in our framework. So whatever values we have hard coded, okay, until now we are going to read it from the config.properties now. Okay, so that I can create under the src test resources. So we'll right click on that and let us create one folder first. So I will give name as configurations. So in this folder let's create a config.properties file. So click on file, this is my config dot extension you need to add as properties. So first thing we will require is URL. Okay, URL is equals to, so this is the URL you want to open. Then we have the browser parameter, let's say Chrome. Here you can add one more property for valid email ID. So for the demo purpose I will create one account, okay, and then I will delete that account once our demo is done. So I will send valid email ID and valid password from here. Okay, so that values I will add it later after I created the account. Then other things we will require, we may require the database connection also. Okay, to run the queries we will require the database username and database password as well. So that also you can read from here. Let's say MySQL user ID, its value, and MySQL password. Okay, so what other things we can read is we can add the global weight. Okay, so we have used our explicit weight in our framework. So value for that weight, the timeout we can set from this config.properties file. So global weight is equal to, let's say, 60. Okay, so whatever value we have used in our base page class, right, here we have used the timeout of 60 seconds. So here we will replace that value to read from our config.properties file. So in the real-time project we run our automation on different environments. So there can be multiple environments available in our real-time project. So for instance, let's say we have env property. Env can be keyway or you can set it to dev, right? So you can set that value from here if you want to run on keyway or if you want to run from dev. So these environments will have some different URLs, right? Separate URLs it will have. So that key also we can add here. So let's say keyway URL, right? Then dev URL. Okay, like that you can add. So for the demo we will be running on the production directly. Okay, So that URL we are opening from the base test, right? So here we need to replace the code to read the URL property from the config.properties file. Okay, so to read the config.properties file, we need to create a Java class first. So that I can create under the com.amazon.utils package. So click on class, and this will be my class name, ConfigReader. So first create the constructor for this class. So from here we will read the config.properties file. So we need to send the path of file where this file is available. So using the properties class, we can read the data from our config.properties file. Properties, let's say prop is equals to new properties. So we are going to add the getter methods for all the properties. So I can take this out. So I can use private modifier here, private properties prop. So using this prop reference, we need to load the config.properties file first. So I will add that code in the try catch. So to read the properties file, just use the file input stream class. FIS is equals to file input stream, and in the bracket you need to send the location of the config.prop. So that file is available under the configuration folder under src test resources. So that we can send from here. So FIS is ready. So you just need to load it using the prop.load FIS. Now using this prop reference, we can read the different properties from our config.properties now. Okay, so let's read the URL, browser, and global weight. So here we will add the different methods to read the properties. So this method should return the value of URL properties from this file. Okay, so I will copy this properties key here, return prop dot get property method, and in the bracket you just need to provide the property name for which you want the value. So now I want the URL value. So we just need to call this method in our base page test now. Okay, so we need to create the object for ConfigReader class first, and using the object reference we can call this method. Here I will create the object for ConfigReader class first. So define it at the class level. So here we need to get the URL of the application. So instead of hard coding now, we are going to read it using this config reference. Config reader, this is our object reference, dot get URL. So we are just calling get URL method from the config reader class. Okay, so this will return the property value for this URL property. Then in the base page we will read the browser value, right? So for now we have hard coded it. We are sending it from the base test. Okay, from here. So here what we can do, use the object reference here. So use the object reference dot get browser. So currently we have not created this method as of now. So let's click on create method in this config reader. Okay, so this method should return prop dot get property and value of the browser parameter. So whatever value we will set in the config.properties file, that browser value we will get here, and that value we will send to the get driver. So we have already added the conditions for different drivers, so accordingly it will open the browser. Now this global weight value we need to read and use in the base page class. Okay, so this will be our global timeout. So instead of hard coding, now we can read the data from the config.properties file. So here I will create the object for ConfigReader class first. So if you see here, this duration.opseconds value required the value in the long format, not in the string format. But when we read the data from the config.properties file, we will get the data in the string format. Okay, so first we need to convert that string format data into the long format. Okay, so first I will go to the ConfigReader. So here we can add one method to read the global weight value first. So in this, first we are going to read the global weight value from the properties file. So prop dot get property. Which property we need to read? The value for this global weight key. So that value we will get in the string format. So this value, the total value will be the string. So first what we can do is we can use the long class, long dot, we can use the parse long method, parse long. So we need to convert this string value into the long value. So we can use this long dot parse long and just pass the string value. Now this complete value will be in the long format. So now we can return this value. So return this one, okay, and we need to change the return type to the long now. So we just need to call this method from our base page class now. So duration of seconds, ConfigReader dot get global weight value. So this is how we can get the global weight value. So in case if you want to change it, if you want to decrease it or if you want to increase it, you just need to change it in our config.properties file. Okay, you don't need to change anything in the code. So in the real-time projects we can have 500 or 1000 test cases. So with the help of TestNG group concept we can divide those test cases into sanity test cases and some are the regression test cases. So I have divided a few test cases in the sanity, few are in the regression from both the sign in page and regression page test cases. So for this before method annotation we need to use the always run equal to true so that it can run irrespective of whatever group is running. So before any test it should run, right, before method. So under this test runner folder we can create separate folders for storing the batch file, sales file and our TestNG suite files. So under these suite files we can store the different TestNG XML files. So how we can convert our project into the TestNG XML? Directly right click on the project, go to TestNG and convert to TestNG. Click on finish. So let's say this file is for my sanity. So I will just rename it to sanity.xml. So move this file under this suite files folder now. So let's say my suite name is Amazon _ sanity _ suite. So under this sanity suite for Amazon, I can create separate sanity test for my registration page and separate sanity test for my sign in page test. Okay, so we can create separate sanity tests for different pages in our application. So like this, we have Amazon sanity page sanity test and another one is for Amazon registration page. So if you run this file directly, then it will run all the TestNG methods available in the sign in page test and registration page as well. So as a part of this sanity XML, we just need to run the sanity TestNG methods. Okay, the TestNG methods which comes under the sanity group. So we have already divided our TestNG methods into the sanity and regression. So we just need to make a use of these groups in our XML now. So to run the TestNG method which comes under sanity group, we need to provide the groups here. So before the test, we need to provide this section groups attribute. Under the groups, we need to use the run attribute. And here we need to provide what group you want to run or what group you want to include as a part of this suite. Similarly, we can create the regression.xml file as well. So I will copy this into the suite files folder again. Regression.xml. From the regression.xml, I need to run the TestNG methods from the regression groups. So when you are running on your local machine, you can directly run this XML files or you can run with the help of maven command also. So when we are running from the Jenkins job, we will create a Jenkins parameter for the suite files. From that drop down, we will select if I want to run the sanity or if I want to run the regression.